had like this bullfrog neck. Like,
being needy is like the kiss of death.
and I was just watching him the whole time.
You don't think there are women out there who don't answer guys for days and days and days? Next up on the show, we have Marlene. We talked about the dynamics of dating men a lot younger than you, and we actually gave her some really important homework that I think will help kickstart her in the right direction. Marlene, welcome to the Daddy Academy. What's up?
Hi, Niko. Thanks
Hi.
for having me. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. Where are you from?
Houston.
Houston.
I live in Houston. I've been here for about 20 years.
But you just said you came back from a 3-hour drive. Where were you?
I was in Fredericksburg area. It's like our wine country here in Texas.
Okay.
So I was hosted there for 2 days. There's a new winery opening today, so it was fun.
We're not here to talk about a Cabernet, okay? We're here to talk about your dating life. What's going on?
Well, I went out with 2 guys. I went out with one guy who showed up, and I was like, "Is that him?
Oh, that's never good.
Like, is that him? I can't tell because his pictures were so old." He said his mom had passed away 5 years ago, and she was in one of the pictures.
Okay.
And all the pictures were that old, and it wasn't necessarily just that, but I wasn't attracted to him.
But what did how did he look different than the pictures? What was the difference? What gave it away?
This is gonna sound so mean. Well, first of all, he just looked older, but he
Okay.
also had like this. He was in good shape. He was fit,
Okay.
but he had like this bullfrog neck, like it's really bad. And I just was like, I couldn't look at anything other than that.
Let me write
And it
that. Let
sounds
me
so
write that down in my notes. Bullfrog neck. Got it. All right, so that was the one. So you weren't attracted. What about the other guy?
I was gonna go out with that guy again though, just because he was nice.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
But then he told me, text me when you get home, and I did, and he said, let me know when I can see you again. And I said, okay, I'll text you tomorrow with my schedule,
Yeah, good.
So I texted him. It took him over 24 hours to text me back.
Okay.
And he said, oh, I'm so sorry. I had some Zoom calls, and this must have got buried down the line. And I was like, you know what? I think he's lying.
He's lying.
And I thought he was lying. And even if he wasn't, I wasn't attracted enough to him to find out.
Fair enough.
I just
So,
didn't respond.
how old was this guy?
46 or 45 or 46.
45, 46. Why do you think he didn't text you for a day? What do you think it was? Do you think he's lying?
I don't know, because he was like, he gave me a lot of like anxious energy. Like he was really wanting to see me. He wanted to go out with me again 2 days later, and I was like, well, I can't, I don't know.
I think so. So this was the day after your date?
Yeah.
Sometimes, all right, so if this guy is an anxious kind of guy, a lot of guys understand that being needy is like the kiss of death, right? Like if a guy's too needy, a woman might not like it. So there is a chance that he purposely didn't answer to kind of just create some space so that he wasn't coming on too strong. There's a good, considering he's Mr. Bullfrog Neck, there's a chance that I don't think he's really out like, taking a night on the town. So he probably was trying to manufacture some attraction and just some you kind of on the edge of your seat waiting. That would be my guess. So, but regardless, I mean, it didn't work out, so it wasn't meant to be.
Well, I have a rule. If I don't hear from you for 24 hours, I unmatch you. Like,
in any capacity.
Well, like if I'm talking to a guy on Bumble and we're talking, and then all of a sudden I don't hear from him, I'm like, because you might be talking to 5 other women. Someone else has got your attention a little bit more than me. But then you're not going to come back to me in a week and go, hey, guess what?
Yes, that I agree with. I agree with, like, yes, if it's a prolonged period of time, a day or so here and there, it depends on the context. It depends on how much you were talking, when the drop-off happened, when he picked it back up. So generally speaking, I do agree with you, but there is a level of, like, you don't think there are women out there who don't answer guys for days and days and days? That happens all the time.
If you're interested in someone, that's not going to happen.
I agree, and I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree with that. No, I'm just saying, like, 24 hours a day, depending on the scenario, I might not be so quick to cut it, but you would know. You kind of feel the vibe. And plus, you didn't really love the guy anyway. So yeah. All right. So that guy's done. What about the other dude?
Okay, so that was a Thursday, and then I went out with another guy on a Saturday, and I felt really good about the chemistry and everything. So we made plans like at the end of the date to go to a concert
For another like a following date.
Yeah, so six days later, we were going to go to a concert together.
Okay.
And we did go to the concert together.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing. So I know you always say, like, you shouldn't do a lot of texting.
Yeah, I think generally speaking, you want to. So it's kind of twofold. I would say generally speaking, you don't want to do a lot of texting because you want to have more things to talk about when you're in person. But if both people have the same communication style where it just feels really effortless, I'm okay with a little bit more communication happening. But you kind of got to feel it out because that could quickly go to too much texting, which wouldn't be good. So.
Well, I agree with you. And I don't like a lot of texting. I don't want to invest in something. Like, I don't even know you.
Yeah, right. You don't even know the guy yet.
Right. And so he was doing exactly everything that you said to do. He set the date. It was a week later. He wasn't really texting a lot in between. And everything that you say to do, he was doing.
Okay.
Here's the thing, though. If you're not texting me very much in the next 6 days, when I see you again, you're still a stranger to me.
Yeah, sure.
So don't start grabbing on me and blowing on my neck and kissing on my neck.
So he's being a little touchy at the concert.
At the concert, he kept blowing on my neck, kissing on my neck, and I was just like, I'm not feeling this, and I'm not reciprocating in any way.
Yeah.
I'm not touching your shoulder or any, like, he was fun. Like, he was dancing, having a good time. I liked that part of him. But I just felt like I don't feel connected to you enough yet. But listen, there's been plenty of guys where you feel connected with immediately.
Yeah.
This just wasn't one of them.
Yeah. It's not.
And so I went.
No, what were you gonna say? No, what were you gonna say?
So I went to the bathroom. It was like 2 a.m. and I did go to the bathroom, like legit go to the bathroom.
Right. Thanks for letting us know.
But then I was like, I don't know if I want to go back out there because this concert's going to be over in like 30 minutes. And I feel like in the Uber, he's going to just ramp up how he's acting now.
So you guys Ubered there together from where?
Well, we went to a bar and had drinks, walked to another bar, had drinks, but I drove because it's literally down the street.
Okay.
So then we brought my car back to my apartment and took an Uber from my apartment. So now he knows where I live. But he didn't come inside or anything.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah, so I was talking to a girl in the bathroom, just telling her about it, and she's like, well, come and hang out with us in VIP. And I'm like, there's like 5 tables in VIP, and we're already up there. He's going to see me.
Right.
She's like, well, just come home with me then. And I said, well, are you ready to leave now? And she's like, no. And I'm like, I'm not. I need to get out of here. So she's like, yeah, you should leave. Okay, so I called an Uber, and I waited till it said it was a minute away to go out. And the concert was in a club, and the club was actually really small, so I could see him as I was walking out. And I was just watching him the whole time, making sure he didn't see me. And as soon as I got in the Uber, I texted him that I left.
Oh, you did text him that you left. All right.
Yes, no, I mean, I already felt like crap doing that in the first place.
Sure.
And I'm not going to have someone.
So it was that bad that you needed like an emergency, like, helicopter me out of here, Rambo?
I felt like, yes, because I felt like as we got into the Uber to leave, he was just going to be pawing me.
Sure, and it's going back to your place. I could see how that could end up being, yeah, I get that.
It felt uncomfortable.
Yeah, all right, I get that.
So I sent him a text and I said, hey, I wasn't, so I'm actually a very honest person, and if I don't ghost people, typically I just tell them what's up.
Yeah, that's good.
And so I just didn't feel like doing that at 10 or at 2 a.m., you know?
Fair enough.
So I texted him and said I wasn't feeling well. I left. I went, I'm going home. Thank you. Sorry I didn't have a chance to say goodbye. And he said, okay, have fun. And I just told him that I didn't feel well and he told me to have fun. But at the same time, I'm sure he knew what was happening.
Yeah, he knew.
And if he had reached out to me the next day or anything, I would have then been upfront,
Sure.
honest about everything. But I just did not feel at 2 a.m. I didn't even really enjoy the concert because, oh, by the way, he was sweating all over me.
Ah, that's gross.
He wore a flannel. Like, mind you, I told you.
What kind of concert was it? What concert was it?
EDM.
Oh, God, all right. So you guys were like raving, sweating on each other?
Yeah. No, we weren't sweating on each other. He was sweating on me.
He was sweating on you, sorry.
He was sweating on me. So every time he would lean
The sweating
on
was
me
one
or-
way. It was one. All right, so that didn't work out. Oh, we're 0 for 2. We're 0 for 2.
I cried when I got home.
You cried?
Because I felt like crap doing that to
I
someone.
mean, yeah, you're gonna feel like crap doing that. It's not really. It's not. I understand why you did it, and it makes total sense, even just from like a safety perspective. Just like if you're gonna get an Uber in an Uber with this guy and go back to your. If he was gonna drop you off first, it could be a weird situation for yourself to be in. So like, I get it, but like, yeah, it's not. It doesn't make it any easier. It kind of makes you feel like shit.
Yeah. Felt like.
That's all right.
Obviously, it's not Bumble. It's the people on Bumble.
Right,
But
right.
I haven't dated on there in 2 years.
Okay.
And so this is like the 2 dates that I had. So I'm just like,
What
I
were
need
you
a break
doing?
already.
What were you doing the past 2 years?
Well, I got back together with a boyfriend that I had been on and off with for 4.5 years. And then we had taken a 2.5 year break.
Oh, great. Those always work out.
Well, it wasn't a break. It was a breakup, but then we ran into each other and kind of rekindled everything. And we got back together with an understanding if things were, because I was in an anxious avoidant trap.
Got it. Okay.
I was the anxious. He was the avoidant, is the avoidant.
Sure.
I've done a lot of work on myself, though. And like, you had a guest on recently, and she was saying that she was a recovering avoidant.
Yeah.
And so I kind of feel like I'm the opposite. I'm a recovering anxious, but at times I'm like, is this how it is to feel secure, or am I now avoidant? I can't tell sometimes. I'm so secure now. Is this secure or is this actually avoidance?
Well, I would say like, this is how I feel. I don't know how other people think about this, but it's like, you should never need someone. Like, I need this other person. It's a choice. Love is a choice, and being in a relationship is a choice. Those are all choices. There could be a really strong emotional component to it where like, I love this person. I want to be with this person, but you need some level of security being able to say like, I'm still good no matter what. So it's like yes and no,
But I feel like even when I was anxious, I was like that though, because I've always been.
Well then,
really
then it's more of like a. So what are you anxious about? Them leaving?
Oh my God, Niko, we only have 30 minutes.
Well,
here.
try to summarize it. Like a lot of the times the answers.
God,
Well,
I don't know.
a lot of the
It's just-
times the answers are very simple.
Well, I wasn't getting what I needed from that particular relationship. I've
Right.
been married twice.
Okay.
I've never been in this anxious avoidant trap before in my life. I wasn't getting what I needed from him. And so when you don't feel safe and secure in a relationship, it makes you anxious.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
So-
that just means you're staying with the wrong person for too long.
Yeah. Well, and the 4.5 years, I always broke up with him, and he was always the one coming back, wanting to get back together.
Well, see, well then
I don't know.
but that's okay. People only change if they're super committed to change. But in the context of a relationship, as far as like, he treats me like this, or this is his personality, and like this is how we vibe, and this is how it's not working. Relationship dynamics changing, very hard. It takes like actual going to like couples therapy and like really making an effort to change those things. And if
We did therapy.
you did therapy.
That's how we found out about attachment styles.
But then
it's.
I have mixed feelings about attachment styles, because then it's this constant, well, now I know that he's an avoidant, so now I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. It's like, no, if it doesn't work, you can't fit a square peg into a round hole. So it's like, It's good to know and to just be aware of, but I usually say knowing an attachment style is better to know just for yourself so that you could change the feelings in yourself because you can't change other people. All right, so where are we at right now then? You said you freeze Bumble. What are we doing?
Yeah, no, I snoozed it. What I'm doing, so I'm actually, I mentioned earlier that I'm a food blogger, but I also have a full-time professional job.
Okay.
I'm so busy all the time. I meet people out all the time, but the problem is they're always so much younger than me. And I met a married guy the other day. His friends and him gave me a ride home. He needed to go to the bathroom. We were hanging out in their car for like an hour.
Wait,
in the
what?
driveway.
Stranger danger? You get into random dudes' cars? What's going on?
We were hanging out. You're not the only person to tell me this, but I'm like, they were harmless. We were hanging out at a bar, and then my Uber was taking forever, and they offered to give me a ride, and I felt safe enough to take the ride.
All right,
So
I agree to disagree.
we were hanging out in their car, and one of them had to go to the bathroom, so I let him in, and then,
You let him in your house?
he had to go to the bathroom.
You're
The other
nuts.
guy-
You're nuts. Okay, you block dudes who don't answer you for 24 hours, but you're letting a strangers drive you home and into your house.
Listen, it's in the moment if it feels right.
Fair enough, whatever. People do worse, so it's all right.
His friends peed out in the driveway, actually, but
All right.
so he grabs me and kisses me. It was actually kind of hot. He picked me up and put me on my kitchen counter, and I was like, not even expecting it. And anyway, he texted me. Oh, he texted me the next day, and while I was texting with him, I just was like, oh, I wonder if he has Instagram. I know he's a realtor, so I just Googled his name, Instagram. And when I clicked on it, it said, no account found. I was like, this guy is texting me right now, but has me blocked.
Yep.
This is a red flag. So I went to work the next day, and I had my receptionist.
Carry on.
I had my receptionist look him up, and yeah, he had me blocked. And so then she found his wife. So then he had said that night he wanted to see me again on Saturday.
Oh.
And so he ended up texting me on Friday asking if we were still going to go out on Saturday. Can I swear on here?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. I'm potty mouth. So I responded to him and said, I don't fuck with people who are married.
Oof.
He didn't respond, of course. He's probably shitting his pants going, oh my God, how does she know?
I truly don't understand people who do that. Like the amount of anxiety, like do they not feel anxiety? Like, do they not have shame?
Well, now
Like,
he does, because now he's like, how does
oh, well,
she
now
know?
he does, but in the moment, it's just really, really concerning. I don't know how you could do that. I really don't. And still, and like, okay, it's one thing, like, okay, he did it that one night, and then like, let's say he blocked your number, never talked to you again. The fact that he wants to continue to date you is wild.
He wasn't trying to date me, I'm sure.
I mean, yeah, we know what he's trying to do, but All right, so that happened.
Yeah.
I would consider that an 0 for 3. So we're 0 for 3 right now.
I mean, things happen all the time. I go out and I meet guys. Like, I met this one guy a couple weeks ago, and he happened to be one of the owners of the club. Well, it was a cocktail lounge, not a club, but he was one of the owners, and he was pretty age appropriate. I mean, he was a little younger than me, but he was still, I'm 48. He was still in his 40s.
Okay.
So he was like 41. But I don't want to date you. You just came up to me and asked me if you could buy me a drink and come and sit at your table. Well, you're doing this every night, dude.
Yeah, he is.
Like, I don't want to date anybody in the nightlife industry.
All right.
Like,
Well then, what are you doing to try to manufacture finding the types of guys that you want to find?
you mean besides going on Bumble?
I mean, yeah, I guess so.
I mean, I guess I don't care enough about it, to be honest. Like, I'm so busy.
Sure.
I want someone, but it's going to have to happen on its own, or eventually when I'm like, okay, let me give Bumble a try again. Maybe.
But like, why do you feel the need to keep? Because I really I disagree. If you're gonna take a break from a dating app, take a break from it. It's fine to do, but like the constant like on and off, on and off, on and off. It's just like just use it better. Like just like.
Well, I don't think it's constant. I just want.
I know, not you per se, but a lot of people out there. A lot of people out there do that.
I mean, it's just discouraging. You know, you go on a.
I get that. I understand.
And you get discouraged, and you just need a little bit of time.
I get that. You could take
get back into it again.
You could take a break from dating apps, but then it's like, as long as you're finding ways to be outgoing and meet people in real life. Well, I could tell like you have a good personality. So like I'm sure you like when you're out and about, like people probably approach you from time to time. But like a lot of people don't. A lot of people turn off their dating apps and then they go out in public and they're the headphones on and not really putting themselves out there. So it's like you kind of got, if you don't like the dating apps, you got to rev up your in real life persona, you know?
It's just the in real life people. And I don't go out like I told you I went to a concert. That was just because I've been wanting to see Morgan Page for years.
Sure.
I mean, honestly, he didn't go on until 12:30 and I thought I was going to kill myself. I was like, why am I going out so late? Like, so I'm not like out.
I get that. It's fine. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I know. It's got to find.
But when I am, the guys I'm meeting, they're all a little bit young. They're like 30s, you know?
Yeah. They just bump up the age range and they trying to have fun. That's basically what it is.
Probably. Yeah.
That's
probably.
Definitely.
I did date a guy 16 years younger than me once, and he was
dated. By dated?
He was serious about me. He really was.
He was your serious boyfriend.
He wasn't a boyfriend yet, but he was serious.
All right. Break it down.
Oh God. Well, he had told me he had gotten divorced a year ago, which guys lie all the time about being divorced, being separated. Like, don't tell me you're divorced if you're only separated.
Sure.
Because you told me you're divorced for 6 months, but actually you've only been separated for 6 months. And I didn't even want to date you when I thought you were divorced.
Right.
For 6 months.
Right.
So
you were, how old were you and how old was he?
This was like 2 years ago. So
okay. All right.
He was 30 and I was 46.
Okay. You think he was dating you because he wanted a wife?
He had been married and then divorced. He was actually divorced.
All right.
We met in person, by the way. We didn't meet on.
All right. And so how long did this go on for?
No.
All right. So he's dated her real seriously. Real serious. I feel like we're getting nowhere. I feel like
the reason why I'm saying he wanted to date me seriously is because, like, when I was having issues, these were my issues.
Okay.
Don't text me every day, all day. Well, don't be looking at him.
I'm not. I'm writing notes.
The
your
issues
rules.
I had was he was texting me all day, every day.
I don't like that.
But this was before I started kind of looking at that kind of stuff more.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
He was texting me all day, every day for 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden, I was only hearing from him during work hours. And then when he would get off of work, I wasn't hearing from him, and I was like, so I said something to him about it, and he was like, I said, it just seems like, you know, people change like 3 months in, not 2 weeks in.
Did you like, were you guys intimate or were you just kind of just dating around?
Yeah. We had just become intimate when the shift happened.
What do you know? What do you know?
I'm not an idiot. I know this. I'm like, oh yeah, I just had sex with this guy, and now he's fucking shifting gears.
Yeah.
Which he told me he didn't think. He said he understood what I was saying. Like once I pointed out to him.
This is the classic. He's just gonna like dance around the answer. Like, I get what you mean, and I'm looking for something serious too. Just my work's a little tough right now, and it's just kind of like a weird time. And I still like you a lot. I still want to keep seeing you.
I wasn't getting those kind of excuses.
Oh, then what did he say?
He said that he would, you know, make more of an effort. And
all right, blatant lie.
that he thought that things were actually going well. Here I'm thinking things aren't going well. He's thinking they are, and that he went off a hinge because he met me and didn't want to date anybody else.
And then what happened?
Then he did it again, and I said, look, I'm not going to have this conversation with you again. Like, this is it for me. I'm done. Like, I don't need somebody texting me all day, every day, but if you start out doing that and then all of a sudden...
There should never be a drop-off. There shouldn't be a drop-off.
Yeah, there's a problem. There's not, something's not right.
Yes, if there's... That's why I talk about, when it comes to texting, like the slow burn to more texting. Because once you get to a certain level, it can't really go back from that. So you might as well take your time working your way up to that than starting at a 10, because even if it drops to an 8, you're gonna feel that shift. So that's why, like, you know, within the first 3 dates or so, I try to say, like, don't really text that much. Keep it really just like logistic, a little comfort building, little callbacks to jokes that you had on the date, a little flirting here and there, and just kind of leave it at that. Because if it's all day texting, it can only go down from there. Or you're gonna get married. Like,
well, I feel like when I've been in relationships in the past, it'll start out at a 10 and then it'll go down, but it goes down around month 3 and it feels like that's where it should be at that point for me. Like, I don't need to hear from you all day, dude.
I get that. I think it should be, once you're in the committed relationship, I think you get more flexibility where, yeah, there could be some days where it's at a 6, other days where it's at a 10, you know, and there's more range there, but it really shouldn't drop down. I mean, unless you've been together with the person for years and it's like, okay, on a Tuesday, I'm really busy at work and I'm not really gonna text you, but I'm gonna call you after, I'm gonna see you. So it's like, there's the give and take there. But yeah, the texting conversation is a tricky one. It's tricky. But all right, so Marlene, what did we get out of this? What did you get out of this conversation right now?
You just want to put me in daddy detention.
I feel like you want to be in daddy detention. Do you want to be in?
No, I don't.
Say, Niko, I want you to put me in daddy detention.
Niko, I want you to put me in daddy detention.
And that's exactly where you're going to be. Daddy detention.
Tell me why I'm going to daddy detention.
Why? I think you know why you're going to daddy detention. But we got to give you some homework, okay?
Oh, okay.
Keep Bumble downloaded. I want you to go on, try to go on a new first date every 2 weeks. If you can. Okay? Keep the options, keep your, because honestly, like if I tell someone go on a date every week, it's like, that's too much. That becomes, you're just kind of like giving people a chance you're not even that interested in. Well, try to find people you're interested in. But continue to put yourself out there, because realistically, it's like, that's the only way you're gonna meet people. And you need that reference experience of like this guy versus this guy that kind of help you figure that out. But just, you know, no more stranger danger, no more, what'd you say about his neck? What was it? Big, fat. Bullfrog neck. All right, so let's keep those guys out, try to find those quality men, and that's it. That's all I got for you right now. But we'll have you back. I want an update from you. All right, take care.
You too.
Thanks for chatting.
Bye.
Bye.